These are the rats you need to worry about. Now, if you're wondering why is one of the rats wet and one of them dry, we'll get to that later. Unfortunately, Jimmy has to go to another job, so I'm gonna wait for the crew to show up and tackle this job by myself and my crew. Let's get started. Before we get started, we gotta figure out how these aggressive rats are getting into this home. Let's get started. Hello.
How's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
Good.
So you've had activity, it's pretty aggressive underneath.
Is it?
Yeah, we saw the multiple sewer caps that are uncapped, pipes that are chewed. Are you getting more activity in the crawl space or the attic area?
Crawl space, I just have no way to know. I hear them only in the middle of the house, like by the entrance, basically.
Okay.
Definitely hear it in the attic, and I never thought they were in the walls until like I don't know, 6 months ago or so. And
Got it.
The wall by the guest bathroom is where I hear it.
All right. Well, we're going to continue our
Sounds good. Yeah.
our investigation here.
Good luck.
Yeah, some of the most aggressive sewer rats we've seen in a long time. And I don't know what it is, but around the beach city areas, I still don't understand why, but for sure, by far the most aggressive sewer rats are by all of these beach city towns here, and that's where we're at. We're about 10 minutes from the ocean. There's been activity in the attic?
100%. So you see that second roof right there?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
there's 2 attics, but we can't access that other attic. Yeah, but I found 2 dead ones just off to the side right here.
Maybe from poison?
No, they were on a T-Rex.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is how rats get into your tub area. See, this pipe was wide open. We blocked this off, which you can see right here. Okay, so if you're a pest controller doing inspections, look for all these dark markings right here. Look at the piping. So this is obvious here. So we've sealed it off because we're going to be performing a second smoke test. We're going to follow this plumbing here. You can see they're chewing on this insulation right here. And it's all down here on the crawl space. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Dave. We're ready to start the smoke. Are you?
Yeah, hit it. Yep. Oh my gosh. No way. I gotta get a little closer. Hold on. Brian, Anthony, okay?
I don't know. I haven't caught.
Call him up. Make sure you get enough smoke. Okay. Chewed up pipe right here, you guys. Wow, look at that, you guys. Aggressive sewer rats. They chew this entire pipe right here. Turn it down now, turn it off. Look at that. So, Anthony's crawling over there on the other side of this footing from inside the house. He found another pipe, a drain pipe that was chewed. That's the toilet, but right here, So this is the other crawl space. It's towards the middle of the home.
Look to the right of you, I'm sorry. On the right? It's gonna be on the exterior wall.
Oh my gosh. Check this out. Look at this, you guys. Look at that. They've chewed the wood and the drywall in there. And this is how they're getting in the attic area. This has been going on for a long time. I want to get these. I'm pissed. Is there a leak over there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut off the light. Yeah. Tell them to kick the smoke on again. Oh God, it smells so bad. Phew. God, sewer, a lot of sewer gases. Let's get out of here. So this is how the rats are getting in the attic, Anthony. Right here. This transit pipe, not the wood. See the insulation? So if you have an older home and you have this white transit pipe, if you hear rats in the crawl space, check for this, because this leads right up into the attic. Can you hold this? We're gonna have to come back down here, but temporarily just seal this off here. Hold this. Maybe this will work. I just turned the T-Rex into a little bit of a hoodie, so they can't come in from the side. They only can get in, and then as they walk up here, boom. Let's see if this works.
Any smoke up there?
No smoke up here, but just a lot of chewing. Ah, these guys they're chewing the duct system. I'm looking for that transit pipe. It should be right here. I think it's buried underneath this. Yep. We'll just have to isolate that. These rats are aggressive. Well, as you can see, we've got a ton of work ahead of us. Plumbing to sanitization. And what I'm most excited about is trapping. How many rats are in this house? It's pretty aggressive. But when it comes to sewer rats, you never know once you seal everything up. Because a lot of times as you're cutting and making noise, these rats just get down that sewer pipe and wait it out. But that's the exciting part of our job here. So we've got the Rat Vac, we've got the twin traps ready to deploy, but we've got to get everything sealed up first, and that's where we're gonna start. And speaking about trapping, if you hire a pest controller and they immediately want to come and just place rat traps, especially under these conditions, it's a complete waste of time and a complete waste of money. And it should be a red flag that the pest controller really doesn't know what he's doing. So you always want to focus your time, money, and effort in sealing up the entry points. Once you do that, that's when you move forward with deploying the traps. All right, so we're gonna set up our shop vac through here so we could suck out all that sewage here. We're saving the customer a lot of money from demoing the brick out to get to the cast iron pipe. So I'm gonna show you a little bit later in this video a great way to rehabilitate that old cast iron, still giving you a lifetime warranty, but preventing all of this major excavation and having to put all of this decorative brick back. And we will be testing these out against each other. Crunchy peanut butter, which is my favorite bait for rats, up against the UK pest controllers use this instead of peanut butter. So I did have a comment on YouTube from a pest controller. He says, you gotta try this. This is about $10. I got it on Amazon, very expensive compared to, you know, some 99-cent peanut butter, but I'm willing to spend 10 bucks if the rats are much more inclined and lured to go to this. So this is gonna be an interesting competition here. America versus the UK. Here we go. Oh my God, that is testy. So I made it look so good. Anthony's testing it here.
It's actually pretty good with that.
Even with the latex gloves on?
Yeah, that's a double layer.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, you guys. We're ready to crawl under, get all that sewage and nasty drain fly contamination out of the crawl space, fix those plumbing repairs, What are we waiting for? I think we're all dreading going underneath that crawl space. All right. Brian! Turn the vacuum on! If you ever have sewage contamination, you've got to excavate, you've got to remove all of the contamination soil. If not, it's never going to dry out. You're always going to have drain fly issues. We got to take all of this contamination, bag it out of here.
Brian, can you tell Hardy to not use the water?
Yeah, just say, hey Hardy, sorry to bother you. Is it okay not to flush any toilets or anything down the flush anything down the drain for at least an hour? All right, so now we have access to provide our customer a deeper cleaning when it comes to getting this contaminated soil out. Anthony has no excuses now. I have a question for you, Anthony. For $5 million, would you eat a handful of that dirt?
$5 million.
$5 million.
You know, I struggle eating protein bars sometimes, so I don't think I could do it.
For $5 million?
I don't think so.
Oh, you guys, leave in the comments, would you eat a handful of this raw sewage contaminated, drain fly infested dirt for $5 million? It's a big yes for me. Let's make a $5 bet that most of the comments are gonna say absolutely for $5 million. Then. Okay. So you're saying no?
I'm saying no.
Okay, here we go.
Got it.
Here we go. All right, guys. Well, the audience is honest. They always speak the truth, so here we go.
Yeah.
All right, well, we are down to clean dirt. Hey, Brian?
Yeah.
All right, you filled up the sprayer with our enzyme?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me have it, buddy. Good Twinzyme, you guys. This has been a game changer. We had a customer call us in regards, I guess they have a lot of dog kennels. They use this brand on Amazon specifically for dog kennels. And he tried our enzyme. He says, oh my God, if I can get this in a gallon jug, it is so much better than anything I've ever used. It smells so much better. So the reason why this connection was leaking, the homeowner just had all his drains replaced. So the plumbers, you can see all the buildup on this pipe here? They just put the coupling on top of this buildup. You're never gonna get a proper seal that way. So you have to scrape off the buildup around the cast iron in order for that rubber seal to really seal up that connection. There you go, nice and tight. Brian, go flush the toilets. Make sure my stuff doesn't leak. No more leaks. We're gonna lay some absorbent crystals. What this is gonna do, it's going to help extract the excess moisture in this soil here.
You got it?
There you go. We'll just start to spill it right into the hole. There you go. This will absorb all the excess moisture. So we're still going to use this for our epoxy coating. So we'll come back in a couple of days once the two-part epoxy gets here. We'll run our brushes through here and then rehabilitate this underground cast iron pipe. So this prevents it from cracking and leaking later on. Nice job, Anthony. Well, we got the hardest part done. Guys are gonna go in the back, just replace those caps, and then that one fitting, they're just gonna cut that out and put straight pipe there where they massively chewed through that. And then we're gonna set up our traps and monitor and see how many rats we're going to be getting. We typically monitor up to 15 days, and then we come back and do all the cleanup, sanitization, replace the duct system. You want to make sure that all the rats are out of your home before you do any insulation replacement, duct system replacement. That's the proper way to handle these jobs. All right, so while the guys are underneath the crawl space, I'm up here doing the exclusion work on these vents. These are one size fits all rat caps, you guys. 4, 3, 2, and even 1.5 inches. This is an 1.5 inch pipe. Just put a little glue, and that's all you do. The cool part is the dome part pops off, so the plumber still has access to your drains without compromising all of that wire mesh and all of the screws and silicone and everything you've got to bring up on the roof. 5 seconds or less, these install. So really a big game changer, you guys, in efficiency, and it looks better than all that wire mesh that eventually rusts out. So this, let me look at that. This is a thicker pipe, so obviously it won't go on. I mean, you could probably silicone it on, but here's what we like to do. So we like to glue just a short piece of pipe, and then we'll take this, and then you'll use a metal coupling to secure it like that. But look at how much cleaner that looks. Let's get this on. Secret tip, you guys, on how to get rats out of your crawl space. Check this out. It's pretty cool. First thing you want to do is get the aroma like this. Not too much. I'm going to slide this down. Just like that. Basically what we're doing is creating a ramp for them to easily get up here. And literally the Rat Vac can take care of this entire infestation. You simply set it up. It's an automatic Rat Vac that just sucks them in. They pass a sensor to get the food, and the suction with the 6.5 horsepower shop vac, 2.5 inch hose, just sucks them up one by one. 7 seconds, shuts off, waiting for the next one. We want to get them up in this area right here. We've had tremendous success with this whole trapping system that we've created. The cool part of our twin trap, at the bottom of it, you'll see it's got a hole. So we're going to use this to seal this up. Then we take our handle. This is what you want to do. Switch it over here. So take the handle from here to here, and this becomes a supporting bracket for the Rat Vac. This is going to go on just like this. All right, so we've baited using our chunky peanut butter. And then, as you can see, I just kind of spread it from the ingress all the way out throughout the bait plate. Always want to make sure that your hose is, as straight as you can. You don't want it you don't want a bunch of turns in it. You want them to flow right through here. And it's supposed to rain, so we put the electrical connections under here and we waterproofed them. All right, let's get up into the attic and set up the twin traps. Okay, here we go, battle of the baits up in the attic area. Super, super critical when you guys are using our traps. Make sure that you don't overbait. Make sure that the bait that you apply to our bait tugger is within the loops. You see how my bait doesn't stick out of these loops? Then the excess, you can just wipe in the wood and then wipe up in here. This is what we call our pre-bait. Okay, gets them comfortable in this area. But you want them to dig and fight to get the bait. That's why you do not want to overbait. Okay, there is the crunchy peanut butter. This is going to be interesting. There we go. Alright, so we got the USA on this side and the UK on the left. They don't have a way out. They're going to be scrambling all over the place trying to figure out how to... They'll actually go back to those plumbing areas where they chewed through, where they were coming and going, and know that, I don't have a way out. So they're either going to make more noise in the attic or go back in the crawl space. So that's why we set up our traps up in the attic and then in the crawl space because they've been going up and down.
Got it.
So we'll have great success now with trapping if there's no other opening.
Right.
If there continues to be a rat issue and they're not taking our bait, we got to come back and redo a whole nother inspection and figure out what we're missing. But the cameras give us that intel. So we'll see you Monday for the epoxy coating.
Yeah, sounds great, man. Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
keep me in touch with, just, hey, I'm hearing a bunch of noise. It is louder. Like, stay in communication on that front.
Yeah.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Well, this is the next morning. It's quite interesting with the UK bait and the American bait. I'll let you guys make the decision on which one do you think he liked, but the trap that got him is right here. And if you want my professional opinion, after the monitoring, I still feel that the crunchy peanut butter is still the winner. And I say this because watching the monitoring last night, he continued to always go back more often towards the crunchy peanut butter than he did that cookie butter from the UK. Now, if you're thinking,
we better rush over there and remove that rat out of that attic.
The first rat that we catch, we tend to leave it for at least 24 hours. Why? Because it brings out all the other rats, their curiosity. They know that it's a safe zone when they see another dead rat. So that's why we don't rush out and remove the first rat. So we're gonna continue to monitor and see if there's other rats moving around that attic before we remove them. But with all the effort that we put into setting up the Rat Vac, I'm hoping the Rat Vac will suck one up or two or three. That's the exciting part. You never know.
How do you guys trigger that? Is it like motion activated?
Yeah,
Is it easy?
The vacuum is plugged in to the Rat Vac, so it activates the vacuum as it goes off.
It's pretty cool.
The great thing is when we go on jobs that are far away, we set it up, and then it can just do all the catching, so we're not having to go back and forth and remove a bunch of rats.
Yeah, because I saw last night it tried to escape somehow.
Yes, and it just sucked them right back. It's very rare.
Yeah.
And the reason why is that we didn't add enough water. Yeah, let's get the blanket. We're gonna truck this area off here.
Okay.
72 hours, we're back to get the rats. All right, so we are back, and today we're gonna rehabilitate that cast iron pipe so we don't have to do all of this major demolition to our client's driveway. So take a look at what this amazing technology can do and save you a ton of money. Well, good job, UK. Gotta give it to you for actually catching this rat. So now we got the rat out of the attic, it's time to go back to the coating crew. Let's go check out that process. You can see that the epoxy is being pumped into the line and our brushes are displacing it throughout the perimeter of the pipe. I couldn't do these jobs without the Rat Vac. It's an absolute game changer when it comes to getting rats out of a crawl space, and it's a multi-cat, so we're not having to come back and forth. It's just been a phenomenal, efficient process in regards to trapping. Give it up for David here. He really handled this job extremely well. I wish I was here the entire time, but unfortunately I had to take on another job. But Dave, good job, brother. So this is why these rats cause so much destruction and can chew your pipes like nothing. Check it out. If you didn't know, rat teeth are covered in enamel-like substance and therefore make these teeth extremely durable. The enamel of rats' teeth is higher in iron content. Therefore, they can cause this yellowish, orangish appearance right here. The upper ones right here, they contain about I think about 3% more iron than the lower incisors, making the uppers a bit stronger. And these rat teeth, they grow non-stop. They require regular grinding to wear the teeth down to prevent them from growing too long. Pretty incredible. This job is solved. The Rat Vac and the Twin Trap strikes again. This for sure deserves the rat dance.
Another successful rat extermination. Job solved. We will see you on the next one.